Hello there.
But hello, there, troopers, and welcome back to General Economics Bunker. Thank you so much for joining me here on another episode of The High Ground. Ooh, I hope that you're having a fine Wednesday night. We are halfway through October. I don't know how that happened. I really, really don't. And I don't like it. It's going by too fast, man. Going by too freaking fast. We're pretty much to the holidays. I mean, Halloween is a holiday, guys. I don't care what anybody says. Halloween is a holiday, which is at the end of the month in just 2 weeks, just about. And then it's basically Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, and we're done. Out goes 2025. Crazy, 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 crazy. But I hope that your Wednesday night is going awesome, and I hope that you guys are having a great first half of the week. And if not, just hold on. The weekend is just around the corner. We are almost at Thursday, which kind of smells like Friday already. So, yeah, make sure to just keep holding on. If the week hasn't been that great, we got a little bit more left to the weekend. So, but in general, I hope that it has been going awesome for y'all. So, thank you, thank you for a joining me here. I've missed having our regularly shows, as I told you guys last week. It's been a rough it's been a rough few weeks, but I'm glad that we're here in the bunker and we're all hanging out. And like I said, I hope that everything is going great for all of y'all. But yeah, if you haven't bought your Halloween costume, I think you might want to do that this weekend because it's getting very close. Okay, it's getting very close. There's probably already quite slim pickings, and at least out here, man, like the Spirit Halloween started what, like a month ago. I don't know how it is in your neck of the woods, but out here, they've been open for like, yeah, like about a month. And the first week or so, they got nothing. Like they don't really have much, in the stores. Um, but then they ramp up like crazy. And right now they're ramping down. Like right now, they are basically, uh, getting already like the last stuff, um, and getting things. Like I said, just they're not really restocking, is what I'm trying to say. If something sells out, it's kind of gone. So anyway, what I'm trying to say is don't procrastinate too much like I did last year and get your costume in time. And so, yeah, I don't want to see you out there, in a costume that you don't like. You can always improvise. That is always been my, I don't want to say my go to, but that's what I end up doing pretty much every time. So, yeah, and we only got a couple more weeks. So make sure that you guys are, getting your stuff done. Um, do you guys decorate your house? We kind of do, at least on the outside. We set up um like the big inflatable type stuff, and we got some dragons, we got a witch, we got all kinds of stuff out there, man. It looks good this year, but it's been a little bit mild, here in the neighborhood. People are not into the festivities as much this year. I don't know what it is. I mean, I really don't. And um, I love Halloween. I mean, horror stuff and candy. It's a great mixture. But yeah, I'm a little bit sad that this year, it's been like I said, it's been pretty tame. It's been pretty tame when it comes to the decorations and stuff. So I'm hoping maybe everybody's waiting until the last minute, and that's when they, are gonna go all out. Um, but yeah, I don't know. Like I said, it's just last year was better in terms of the decoration, at least. But we already got some people here in the chat, and again, I appreciate y'all joining as always. So let me jump in and say hi. We got Ultra Carter in the house, who is now 22 years old, man, as of last Friday. Congratulations, man. I hope that you had a great, great birthday. Man, 22. I don't even remember being that age, man. That's good, man. That's good. I hope you enjoyed it. We got our brother Archer from Nerd Affiliated saying, "What's up, everyone? What's up with you, Mister Con Man?" That's not the right expression. Con going man. I think that's better, right? Um, I see you out there, man. I see you out there at the shows. I see you out there making plans for the next shows and stuff. And yeah, man, I'm here for it. Loving the content, loving you cosplaying again. Yeah, man, keep it up. Looking forward to it. Ultra saying hi to Nerdy, Nerdy saying hi to Ultra. I hope you had a good birthday. Yeah, man, for sure. We got AZ in the house. What is going on, man? Saying hello, General. Um, so Ultra says he went to Walmart and got your WWE Elite Farewell John Cena Elites. Nice. Hey C says I bought more Black Series figures. Oh man, you're coming down a rabbit hole. But I will say this: nowadays Black Series are pretty good. Okay, portraits are good for the most part. Um, you get pretty decent like paint. Still no accessories, but that's just always been the line. To be honest, you never get more than a blaster or a lightsaber. Um, the bad thing are prices, right? Like if you're buying retail, prices are definitely not good. But I think secondary market is still okay, right? So it depends if you're buying some of the newer stuff. Um, like that recent Anakin and that recent Obi-Wan, they're pretty good. So if you don't have any Anakin episode 3 or you don't have Obi-Wan episode 3, I think you should try to get the new ones right there. They're pretty good. They were updated quite a bit. So I do recommend those, if you're just going to pick one. If you're looking for a specific version, then, you might have to pay. I would say, I was going to say you might have to pay a little bit more, but honestly, right now, it might end up being the same price as retail, man. Because if you think about it, retail is hitting what, like $27, $28? And if somebody got a figure, at the $20 price, even they probably got it on sale, right? But let's say they got it at retail price and it's $20. If they sell it to you, for 27, which is the retail, that's I think that's a pretty good, gain right there. So yeah, that might be also helping the retail or sorry, the resale market. Is collecting the house. Hello, hello. What's going on, brother? Appreciate you joining, man. Thank you, thank you. Got Martha in the house. Thank you for joining. Ultra went so we received G.I. Classified Steel Brigade Commanders. Nice. Good job, man. You army building those G.I. Joes. You got some more WWE Elites. Very nice. And you got an Elite Run Cena shirt. Oh, nice. Very cool. Very cool, man. I'm glad. I'm glad. Happy birthday, says Easy. Definitely. Josue, what's going on, man? Appreciate you joining, man. Father's birthday received A12 for classified. Still great. Nice. Bumping up the hardware. Hello, General, says Josue, also from YouTube. Appreciate you, man. Some more Halo Jazzware pickups, man. Nice. Gives me hope this is a sign we do get more Halo in at least. Yeah, didn't they put out a what is it called, a vault release for Halo? Maybe I'm thinking of something else. AC says I'm only buying the ones I like, not the whole series. Oh, dude, yeah, don't do the whole series. I don't do the whole series, trust me. But there's a lot of pretty good ones. Okay, I know Black Series, it gets a bad rep, and there's truth to that, but I feel that a lot of it comes from the bad distribution. It comes from the rising prices and stuff like that. But most of the figures, like I said, most of the figures lately, like in the last maybe 2 years, they're pretty solid, man. That they're pretty good. There's some good characters in there. There is some good droids nowadays too. So yeah, man. I hope that you're getting some good deals. Also, check out You're here. You're in my neck of the woods. So make sure you check out some of our shows. Like our mini mall shows. there's usually something to be found there, and they're usually at pretty good prices. Like I've picked up quite a few at our local shows. So yeah, just keep that in mind. Got Luis in the house. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you. Um, okay, so um, what was I gonna say? I lost my train of thought. Oh, also AC, make sure you're checking Ross. I think you know by now, but Ross has had some pretty good deals. Um, in terms of Black Series, I don't know if you're gonna collect the helmets or not, but if you find one for $30, I'd say you can start. Same thing with the lightsaber, right? I haven't found them. I don't know if they were here already and they're gone, or I don't know if they're still coming. Um, I haven't seen many hunters find it yet, so that gives me a little bit of hope. However, the ones that have found it are here in Texas, so I don't know if we got them first and now they're gone here. But yeah, um, if you find it, let me know. I definitely, if you find more than one, definitely let me know. But yeah, in my last hunt video, I showed you guys I found this guys. Speaking of droids, and these are pretty cool. Always like the concept of this one. Obviously, droids are always cool, especially battle droids. And I don't have the Magna Guard like at all. So I want the Magna Guard episode 3, but that one's gonna be to keep in box. But this is a pretty sweet pack for a cool $22. Let me show you right there. There we go, $21.99 for 3 figures, right? So $22 used to be the price of focus. There we go. Used to be the price of a single Black Series back in the day. We're talking about what, like 6 years ago or something. So it's like getting a 3-for-1. So if you can find it, of course, this was the only one that I found so far. I had to pick it up, obviously. Like I said, this one's pretty cool. And yeah, remember when gaming grades used to be only at GameStop? I don't know if you guys remember that. It's like 5 years ago. It was a line that was basically born for GameStop, to be exclusive. Not so much anymore. But like I said, this is a cool pack. If you guys find it at Ross for $22, I believe it's worth it. Again, it's 3 Black Series figure, especially if you don't have any droids in your collection. These battle droids are pretty sweet. So and they're already like halfway customized, right? So you can always mess with them, for basically what, a 3-for-1 kind of price. You can customize them yourself, especially if you buy like 2 packs of these. That'd be pretty sweet. But yeah, I keep hunting for the lightsaber, Sabine's lightsaber, and for Sabine's helmet. Haven't found it, haven't seen it. Our good friend here in town, Daniel from the Legacy of Nerd, he found the Batwing the other day. He only found one, so obviously he picked it up, which I would have too, definitely. But I went. Oh, I went that day, and obviously nothing, right? So keep an eye out. Go to your Ross as much as you can, guys. I wish I could tell you that I'm going every day. I haven't. I wanted to go today, and it just didn't work out. But if you're able to, if you got one close by or close by, your office or whatever, try to hit them up. Try to hit them up because they are putting stuff out very constant, very, very constantly. So yeah, definitely keep that out. And even if you're not collecting, dude, some of these are pretty good Christmas presents. Like honestly, I think a lot of kids would love something like that and at a pretty decent price. So I fell behind here on the comments. Let me jump back in. AZ says, I definitely plan to shop local. Good, man. I want Dart Revan so bad. Nice. Revan. So Revan had a, let me think. Revan, I want to say he had a re-release not that long ago, like maybe last year. Yeah. And I'm talking about the dark side, version. The light side version, I think you can find fairly easily. It wasn't that popular. But the dark side version, I want to say it had a re-release not that long ago. maybe 2 years by now. It was somewhere in the vicinity, like so yeah, I don't think it's gonna be hard to find. Now to find it at a good price, that might be something else, right? I haven't checked how much it is. Which we could actually. Let's jump in here. Into Action Figure 411. Did these guys make an app? They kind of need to make an app. That would be super helpful, I think. Let's search for Dart Riven. And I'm not sharing this one. So let me show you here what Action Figure 411 is saying. So it seems that in the buy it now mode for eBay, it is around $42, and on the sold auctions, it's a little bit cheaper for $36. Amazon has it for a whooping $63, so definitely don't get it there. Let's see. Yeah, it seems like it fluctuates, but it's been stable the last like year or so. So yeah, there you go. Maybe you can find it locally, and maybe you can bundle, with another figure. That'd be pretty good. So, but man, I could have sworn this one was released. 2016. No, it was released. I could have sworn it was re-released after that. See, retail used to be $19.99, guys. Even still in 2016. But yeah, you can always use something like that to sort of guide, yourself into what the prices are. But like I said, most of our local guys are pretty good, with prices. Let's see. Easy says, I kind of backed up from Black Series and Legends, unless it's something I have to have, or clearance. Yeah, getting a little more spendy. No, I hear you, man. I've dialed it down a lot. Before this one, before the droids, my previous Black Series purchase was at San Diego Comic Con, right? And that's because that set is it's nuts. But since then, I haven't pre-ordered anything, dude. Now, I will say this: I do regret not pre-ordering the Jedi Temple Guard. I should have pre-ordered that one. I don't think it's gonna be hard to get. It's just hard right now because everybody wants it. So after a month or two, I think it's gonna start popping up again. But I kind of feel I should have just pre-ordered that one just to have it already. No, I'm just sticking to figures. I don't want to deep dive that deep. Yeah, I hear you, dude. With I'm what 12 helmets deep or something like that. Ultra says, I hope to go to Ross this Sunday, see if they have any AEW Jazzware figures. Nice. To get a lot more part swaps and customs. Yeah, man, that would be just get them all, dude, if you find them. Hey, Rolando in the house. What is going on, brother? Thank you so much for joining us, man. Hermano General Elijah, what is going on, my man? Sexy Flexy in the house. Appreciate you as always joining, man. Ultra saying hi to Rolando and to Sexy Flexy. Flex saying hi to Rolando and to Ultra. Hello there, everyone. Says OBP. What's going on, brother? Appreciate you joining, man. Thank you. Rolando say hi to everybody and OBP. OBP, what's up, brother? Says Elijah. I had the Batwing, but returned it. It's just too big for my small DC collection. Oh no way! I didn't know you returned it, dude. Yeah, I don't know, man. I would have tried to sell it, even if it's like $5 above, But I hear you. That thing is massive. I thought about it, to be honest. Like, if I actually come across it, I was like, would I buy it? Like, I don't know. I think I would have bought it, and then I would have regretted. Like you said, it's too much. But man, good job finding it. OBP says Ultra. Yo, Captain Flex says, oh, whoa, says OBP. Hey, Orlando says OB. LGP, what is going on, brother? Appreciate you joining, man. Saying greetings, masters. There's also an archive version of Dart Revan. That's what it was. The re-release. So you should be able to get that one cheaper. Let me see. Do they have it listed here? Now I'm curious. Mm, yeah, archive collection. Yeah, it's a little bit cheaper. Buy it now, it's about 35 bucks. Sold auctions about 31. So yeah, like I said, it's about retail nowadays, right? Like 30 bucks. Hey, LGP says OBP. LGP saying hi. IC says, I'm gonna get the Gameverse Juggernaut though. Oh, dude, that thing looks so nice. I saw it in person when they were showing it at the Hasbro booth in San Diego Comic Con. Massive, but man, straight out of the dang game, dude. Like, yeah, those figures with those colors, and of course the poses and the effects, dude. Pure nostalgia for those games. LGP says Rolando. Rolando says easy. Agree easy. I like to get Juggernaut. Flag says easy. I want a 3.75 dot Revan. Yeah, man. It took me a little bit to get it actually. Um, I was just looking up. Let's see. I wonder if that one went up in price because I think I paid retail for that one if I remember correctly. Um, oh wow, that actually went up a lot more than I thought. Let me show you guys here. So this is the vintage collection. Dart Revan from last year, technically. Buy it now is at 52 bucks. Auctions are at 48, and Amazon has it for 25. So, I mean, maybe buy it at Amazon, I guess. Although, if you want to keep it in the box, you know how that goes with honestly with everybody. Yeah, Walmart's probably the worst, but Amazon is not much better. Amazon, um, I've literally paid for stuff to be a gift so that it's like mailed in like nicer, packaging and stuff. Didn't matter. Easy says OVP, it looks awesome. Easy my man says Flex. Yeah, Juggernaut looks amazing. It really does, dude. Like it's that Gamerverse, line. Honestly, like pretty much all of it looks really good, in terms of the colors, and of course, you got that Marvel versus Capcom type aesthetic. Um, but yeah, man, I'm a little bit shocked. I didn't realize that Revan, TVC Revan was so expensive nowadays. That's interesting. I gotta see where I left mine. I do remember putting it in a Evil Retro, clamshell protector. Maybe I need to put into an acrylic, man, because this thing's kind of expensive. It's kind of expensive. But I guess I'm kind of hoping to do a little bit of toy hunting this week, and then over the weekend for sure. So yeah, just stick around. Keep checking out the channel. I have literally like 30 like product reviews that I need to do. I have no idea when I'm gonna do them. There's so much stuff that I want to open up and show you guys and stuff like that. So I'm definitely behind on many things. But my last toy hunt, from a couple of days ago, is doing very well for some reason. By the way, I'm not entirely sure why. But if you haven't, I would greatly appreciate it if you go and check it out. That's the one where I found the Droid 3-pack that I was telling you about. So yeah, if you haven't, I would appreciate it if you check it out. So let me jump right back in here. Yo, look who it is. Carbon Knights. What is going on, brother? Appreciate you joining, man. Thank you so much. Saying, loving all the content, bro. Keep up those Ross hunts. Yeah, man, I'm trying. But yeah, work gets in the way, man. It sucks. Sup, Rolando Flex and OB says, Archer LGP says, Eggman's was awesome. Broke after that. Dude, what did you pick up? I didn't get to go, man. There was a slight change of plans Saturday, and yeah, by the time I looked up, it was like 2 p.m. and I hadn't even had lunch, so it didn't work out. I really wanted to go because it's the last one for the year, so I was looking forward to doing some shopping, but it sounds like you did. So what did you pick up, man? Let me know. So yeah, guys. Again, if you have a Ross near you, definitely check it out as much as you can, as often as you can. Um, yeah, I don't mean to exaggerate, but if you can check it daily, I think it's in your best interest. Like, you have a pretty good chance of finding stuff because they are putting out stuff like even during the week, like in the weekdays. Let's see. Whoa, dude. LGP, man. I wish I was rich like you are, man. Two Hot Toys, two Black Series, and two Mandalorians from the Entertainment Earth pack, dude. That's one of my grails, man. That Entertainment Earth pack, or those two packs, right? Those two multi packs is what I'm trying to say. Um, I regret not buying them back in the day. They were expensive for me even back then. But man, they just skyrocketed, and yeah, I'm gonna get them eventually. I don't know when, and I don't know how much I'm gonna have to pay for them, but I'm definitely gonna get them. LOL, I wish, dude. I wish. You kidding me? It's a lot. I've been hitting Ross every day, 2 times a day for the one by my job. Yeah, dude, gotta do it. Gotta do it for sure. If you can afford it, like, if without like spending too much gas, right? Like, yeah, definitely hit up your Ross. But I wanted to check out something with y'all that I saw popped on the news a couple days back, and let me start sharing here because I want to get your thoughts on it. Um, Empire Magazine released their top 50 greatest characters of all time when it comes to Star Wars, and okay, let me back up. I saw the article and I didn't see the whole thing, if I'm being honest. So I don't really know how this one turns out. I figured we could check it out together, just in case you guys haven't seen it. Um, but I saw a few, and I don't know that I personally agree with some of these, rankings. But what do you say we look through it real quick, and you guys let me know. You guys let me know if you agree, or if you, like me, would move some stuff around. So we're gonna jump right into it and see, honestly, right off the gate. At the very last spot, number 50, Asajj Ventress. If this was maybe 3 years ago, I'd be like, yeah, that's more or less okay, more or less fair. Um, but now, after Bad Batch and after Tales of the Bounty Hunters, I feel that she deserves a little bit more. If I'm being honest with you, I feel that she deserves a little bit more than, you know, literally the last spot. Well, again, there's plenty of characters, right? So I'm not saying there's only 50 characters. I'm just saying this is the top 50, and she's all the way at the bottom. I don't know that I agree with that. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and say I don't agree with that. Now, what number would I put her in? I don't know. It's tough. It's definitely tough. But I feel that at least in the 40s, maybe early 40s, maybe late 30s. I don't know. What do y'all think? I kind of feel that this one's, I don't know. Like I said, I think this one was rough. 49, Neo. And I think we all love Neil. Okay, we all love Neil. Um, there has been very little of Neil, in my opinion, right? Like, we barely were introduced to him. Um, I would bump him up a couple of spots, maybe more than a couple of spots, just because my kid really loved Neil. He was more into Neil than he ever was into Grogu, to be honest. So Neil has, I'm a little bit biased when it comes to Neil. So I'll put Neil like maybe like 42 around there. But you let me know. K2SO, man, I'm telling you guys, these first ones were rough for me. Um, K2SO is dude, he's like one of the greatest droids now in Star Wars, honestly. For sure, one of the funniest, if not the absolute funniest, right? Um, I don't know. Now, I will say this. Um, this is mostly out of Rogue One because we didn't get to see him that much in Andor, man. Now, what we saw was freaking awesome, right? But, but I feel that if we would have seen maybe 2 more episodes, or I guess 3 more episodes of him in Andor, I think he would be, dude, he would be in like the 20s. I think that's my personal opinion. Okay, now see this one, Vice Admiral Holdo. Uh, Look, I know there's a whole backstory to her. I know that she was very instrumental in the resistance, but man, this character was not well handled, in the sequel trilogy. So again, in my opinion, I don't know how she gets to go first behind these three right here, which are widely accepted. Um, Again, they might be trying to look at the complexity of the character with all the backstory and stuff, but just taking it as stuff that's been in the live action. Yeah, no, I she doesn't even belong in this list, to be honest. Next one, Admiral Akbar, and I was trying to think about this one because this one's a little bit hard for me because I love Akbar. He has done so much, right? Um, but again, if we just focus on like the live action stuff, we haven't really seen him. Almost, we've seen him like 3 minutes in all of the movies. So yeah, I mean, maybe this is not a bad spot for him. I don't know. I don't know. Like I said, this one's kind of rough. I wish I knew more better metrics, right? What the thought process behind this was. But yeah, Akbar, like I said, he's such a great character. He's gonna be great, in Ahsoka season 2 as well. But yeah, for now, if we're only looking at the live action stuff, yeah, maybe he's in the 40s. Babu Freak, hey hey, he's cute. He could have been at 50, to be honest. Now, Captain Rex, come on, man, why you gotta do my man Rex dirty like that? He's literally the most famous clone. Uh, and that I love Cody. That's my man Cody. He's my main guy. But let's be honest, in terms of media, in terms of the shows, and in terms of the comic books and even the books, uh, it's Captain Rex, right? Captain Rex is the most famous clone. So yeah, I don't see this. I think they need to bump that up like 20 spots at least. But let me catch up here with the chat. Let me see what people are saying. OBP says my area has a lot of scalpers though, so any Ross after work are already cleaned out. Yeah, I hear you. Carbonite says Ventress at 50 is wild, dude. Right? Like that ain't right. Joseph the man collects. He's finding some great stuff. Yeah, man. But he is a freaking machine. I mean, he goes to every single spot ever and everywhere. With pieces I really want Spider-Man to pack. I don't think it's hitting my. Yeah, same here. I kind of wanted it too, to be honest. I don't love Neo as I despise Skeleton Crew. K2 is not that bad, but ain't as bad. Would have now let more Stormtrooper than K2. They're more than double than K2 units. That's not what we're talking about. Holdo can get Rex at 44 is criminal, dude. Right? I'm telling you, man. That's not right. What Captain Rex number 44? That's BS. He should be ranked much higher. I agree, dude. At least in the 20s. That's what I think. Yo, what up, cuz? Appreciate you joining, man. Top 15 at least. Yeah, man. I'm telling you, like Rex is literally the most famous clone, right? Like, come on. Bro was locked for top 20. Yep. Nope. 5 is the most famous clone. Nah, I don't think so, man. He's very popular, but he ain't the most famous. Hey, Pop says OBP. True on 5 seems no, I don't think so. He's definitely one of the most famous for sure, but Rex has been everywhere, dude. Hello, OBP says Pop the Bounty Hunter. Rex got to be top 20 at least. Yeah, I think we can all agree on that. He's way, way too low on this. So let's keep going. Ken and Jarvis, kind of the same thing. This character was kind of meh for me at the beginning of Rebels. This scene that they're showing right now, that elevated him into like top 20 easily. And then the very first episode of Bad Batch, oof, that just, yeah, maybe top 15 to be honest. So yeah, too low. Grand Admiral Thrawn, it's Grand Admiral Thrawn for me. It's more of a nostalgia, right? Like I read the books before when I was a kid or a teenager, and so seeing him become into Rebels, just and the character is great. And of course now we see him live action and stuff. So I still think this one is a little bit um, kind of low, to be honest. So that's yeah. General Grievous at 41. I don't know. There's a lot to Grievous, right? But mm, this one there. See, they're just trying to make us mad. All right, that's what the purpose of this list is. Um, it's just to tick us off because yeah, I I'm sorry, and I'm sorry, that the character was done wrong, and the actress, by extension, but there's just wasn't there, man. Like I'm sorry, it's just not there. So she doesn't even belong in the list, in my opinion. Moff Gideon, Moff Gideon, I can see in the 30s, but a little bit higher than 39, in my opinion. That this character, and of course, it's all Giancarlo, right? But this character was elevated for me. Ezra Bridger, I'm actually strangely okay. I'm actually strangely okay with Ezra at around this spot. I think we're gonna see more of him, or I should say, I think we're gonna see more character development. Hopefully. I liked his character in Rebels, but at the same time, I didn't really feel like there was anything like revolutionary or like new, right? I think it was just Luke without them being able to use Luke. So, Balin Skull, what a great character, man! And again, it all comes from Ray Stevenson. Rest in peace. But yeah, we haven't seen enough of him to really say how good or how bad the character is. I think we know that the character portrayal, that Ray Stevenson did an amazing job, Ahsoka season one, and the story is gonna center around him. I think a lot more, right? Season two. So for now, I'm okay with this one. Actually, this around this number. Mace Windu. Okay, so kind of the same thing, to be honest, as Admiral Akbar. Mace Windu did a lot of stuff, in the expanded universe. Did a lot of stuff in the current universe or in the current canon. But if we are going just by what we saw, then yeah, maybe he's not. He wasn't that prominent. Cyril, good old Cyril Karn at 35. I don't know. I love this actor. I love this character. Character development. The arc, his arc within Andor is like unmatched. I think. Um, but if we look at it from like the impact of the character, in the whole of Star Wars, not so much, right? It is a great character. Again, it is a great character arc. I I maybe would have bumped him a couple spots down just because again, it was like the character itself is great and all, but there's no like galactic impact, right? From his actions. Qui-Gon Jinn, again, another one that if we're just basing off of what we saw, what little we saw, um, I would have put him, like maybe like 28 around there. Um, in my personal opinion, he was elevated with Tales of the Jedi. I know that it was about Dooku, right? Like they were showing us the progression of Dooku's descent and him eventually leaving the Order. But in doing so, we got a glimpse of what Qui-Gon, was also thinking and experiencing it. Master Soul, I enjoyed him. I liked, Lee Jung Jae's portrayal. They needed to write him a little bit better. So I would definitely put him in the 40s, I think, in my opinion. Kinoloy, kind of same thing. Great, a few episodes in Andor. If we would have seen him again, in season two, I think he would be like probably like easily in the 20s, to be honest. I feel he's a little bit higher here than what he needs to be. Same thing, as Cyril. Great character development and introduction and all that stuff, but there was just no real like arc with him, right? Like it was very short lived. Chopper, man, Chopper again, one of the greatest droids nowadays, right? Um, yeah, I'm okay with Chopper at 31, I guess. Thinking that we haven't seen Luke, Leia, Han Solo, Chewbacca, it's kind of hard to, for me to give him a better spot right now. Dedra Miro, same thing. Great character development. Um, Now she did, her actions did have more impact in the overall galaxy, right? Not super widespread, but she was a part, in one of the biggest, right, events, during the Galactic Empire. So that I can see. All right, so I'm gonna stop here. Jump back into the chat. Let me see what do you got. Take two. Let me see what have you all been thinking about this list. It's kind of interesting. It's kind of interesting. Um, Pap Tomaticon says, "Who made this list?" Yeah, man, Empire, by a guy that gets paid a lot more than we do. Can you believe that? Ultra says, Kelmery Tran is underrated actress. She deserves better, but the character though was mid. Yeah, I agree, dude. I could not have said it better myself. All right, I'm gonna say this list is booty. Yeah, man, this list took some choices for sure. Kind of makes you wonder if the author made it controversial just to get people talking about it. I think so. I think so. He for sure knew what he was doing on some of those numbers. Cyril doesn't make my list. Oh, shots fire! I got you. I got you. I hated the way Saul reacted to Jake is dead, and he showed no true emotion like how Obi-Wan did when he witnessed Qui-Gon getting stabbed and just watched the scenes and see why. Yep. No, I hear you on that one. Uh, Rolando saying hi to Pop, the bounty collector. All right, let's kick it into high gear. The Stranger. Um, Arguably just about the best thing out of the Acolyte. I would have put him, further down though. He was a badass. Manny Jacinto did a great job, but again, since we never really got, or we haven't gotten yet, how instrumental he was, right, to like uh to Darth Plagueis's, plans and all that stuff. Yeah, Padme, man, Padme, come on. Luke's mom is gonna be at 28. I don't know. Grand Moff Tarkin. I like Tarkin. I like Tarkin. Um, I liked his couple of arcs that he had in Clone Wars. Definitely, more widespread reach in the galaxy. So I'm okay with him here. Oof, Boba Fett at 26. And okay, I'm gonna try to make this sense. We haven't seen him that much, if you think about it. Of course, the most we saw him recently was in Mandalorian and then Book of Boba Fett. Two mixed results, right? Before that, we had seen him very, very little, and he was such a like popular character. So, in terms of like the reach of him and his story within the galaxy now, right? Back in expanded universe, he did a lot, right? He became Mandalore. He fought in the Yuuzhan War, Yuuzhan Vong War. Here he hasn't really done much, right, except run around with some kids on mopeds. Um, so I guess he's right at the middle, kinda. Jabba the Hutt at 25. Yeah, this one I don't get. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like Jabba as much as the next guy, but yeah, I don't know. You think he belongs right at the middle of the list? Finn, again, if they would have gone with his character development like they were supposed to initially, I would probably even say that he would have made top 20. But again, based on what we got on the movies, I think he's like 20 spots too further up. C3PO, man. Again, one of the most famous droids, right? If not the most famous droid. I think the most famous is probably R2D2. I don't know. What do you guys think? Um, Poe Dameron. I don't know if I can put Poe Dameron higher than C3PO, just because of the history of the character. Mon Mothma. Mon Mothma, yeah, I'm okay with her. If she would have broken into top 20 right now, I'm okay with it. 3 years ago, I would have been like, nah, she's way too high up. But again, Andor, man, Andor changed our perspective on a lot. All right, here we are, top 20. Darth Maul. Darth Maul, man, is again one of those characters that just had a very brief, screen time, had an insane impact, and then they just had to figure out how to get more, out of the character, and just kept going back to it. They are still going back to it, right? We're gonna get a new show with Shadow Lord, so yeah, it just it's one of those that they realized it was a mistake to kill him off so quick, and they've done everything they can to enhance him and bring him back, and for us to get more stories and et cetera, et cetera. So I'm okay with him being in the top 20. Oof, BB-8. I like BB-8, but again, I don't know that I can put him higher than C-3PO, K2SO, and Chopper. I'm sorry, but all those three, in my mind, are miles away from better than BB-8. So yeah, I'm definitely not okay with this one. Ahsoka Tano at 18, man, and she is a wildly popular character. I think she's probably like top 5. If you ask a kid like who's your favorite character, um, man, 18. I don't know. I would have thought she was at least top 10. You guys, let me know. Again, we keep seeing more and more stuff, right? Both live action and animated, and novels, and even a little bit like in the games. But yeah, I would think that she would be top 10. To be honest, that's my perception. Lando Calrissian. I love Lando. I love Billy D. But again, based on what we saw, live action, Lando is way too high on this list. I'm sorry. Dane Djarin, the Mandalorian, arguably one of the best characters that Disney brought into Star Wars. Um, hmm. I think I would have bumped him up like 3 more spots, maybe. Not a whole lot. I do enjoy his character. But again, it's still yet to be seen, right? Like how widespread his effect is on the galaxy. Man, this top 10 better be like insane. Emperor Palpatine at 15. Hmm. I don't know. I think I would have bumped him up also a few spots. What do you guys think? He's kind of the most successful Sith, if you think about it. That's no small feat. In terms of reach, doesn't get any wider reach than Palpatine's actions, on the galaxy. So I kind of feel like he should be a little bit higher up. Maybe not like number 2, but man, I don't know, like 8, maybe like top 10. You guys think he deserves top 10? Let me jump right back into the comments, guys. And I know I've been going, but we had 50 to go through, so um, excuse me. Carbonite says Cad Bane definitely not cracking the top 50, unfortunately. Yeah, and Cad Bane was a great character. I enjoyed him a lot. Rolando saying hi to Carbonite. OBP says, I didn't care for so much. Way too emo for a Jedi Master. Like Ultra points out, no reaction to Jake is dead, but he gets so affected by the twins. Yeah. Yeah, I know. Like I said, I like that actor. Just the character wasn't done that great. Rolando sharing the Carbonite website, to make sure you guys check them out. They do some very cool stuff. I have a review of their Hunters package in my channel if you want to check that out. Thank you, says Carbonites. Ultra says, "You want to clarify? I never watched Acolyte, never will, and I only watched certain clips like Jake is dead and pissed me off so much, so reacted." Boo Finn, I would not rank it above. I would rank him way below. Yeah, for sure. BB8 mid, agreed, man. I don't know what he's doing there. BB8 above Maul, bro, right? I refuse to call Palpatine that name and will still always be Sidious to me. Well, he was Palpatine first. You know, that's how he was introduced to us. Or did you mean Shiv Palpatine? BB-8 might make my list. Ahsoka in top 10 for me. Yeah, she's in my top 2 favorite list. Yeah, there you go. But her influence on the whole story equals my top 10. I hear you. I hear you. And Sidious is a better name than Palpatine. Sidious is his Sith name. Palpatine is his legal name. Sidious is definitely top 10 for his influence on the whole story. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, right? Like, I don't know. They rage bait this list. Oh, for sure. For sure. Let's finish him up. Grogu at 14. I love Grogu again as much as the next guy. I don't think he deserves to be that high up. I would have put him around the middle. Anakin at 13. Wow, Anakin is definitely, if nothing else, top 10. Right? I would argue to say top 5, but at least top 10. R2D2, man, who do they have on their top 10? It's kind of crazy. I haven't read it, so I'm finding this portion I haven't read, so I'm finding out as we go. Again, R2D2, couple spots down. Cassian Andor. Cassian Andor is a great character. I love the show. I love his character development. And I guess, he had a big influence, in the rebellion and stuff like that. I don't know. I think I feel more comfortable at him at like a 15, 17, around there. Here we go. Oof. Rey at 10. Again, I think I think if they would have done what they were supposed to do with the character instead of what we got, I honestly think I would have been okay with Rey being in the top 10 if they would have done what they're supposed to, right? As is right now, no, definitely not top 10. Whoa, 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 whoa. What the heck? Guys, you know he doesn't belong here. He's top 2 at worst. All right. So this list is whack. I'm not even gonna dignify to explain why he's top. Moving on. Chewbacca at 8. I kind of see it. Kylo Ren at 7. Oof. Look, Kylo had just about the only character development in the entire trilogy. He is about the most, rescuable character out of the sequel trilogy, in my opinion. That doesn't mean he belongs in the top 7. I think Adam Driver did a great job with what he had. Again, I think the character was the most developed in that trilogy of the main ones, for sure. Again, that doesn't mean that he's that good. Luthen Rail. Okay. See, that's what I'm saying. If they would have told me like, okay, character development is what we're basing this off, or character portrayal by an actor, I could honestly see Stellan being in the top 6 for sure, because he did an amazing job, right? He did an amazing job with the character. His delivery was insane. We all felt it. So maybe I would have been okay with saying, yeah, like Stellan portraying Luthen does belong in the 6th spot. But again, we're just talking about the characters themselves within the Star Wars universe. I don't think that Luthen did more than Palpatine, right? I'm just saying. Yoda at 5. Okay. He trained Jedis for like 800 years or so. So very influential. So, okay. Leia at number 4. All right. I think I know where list is going now. I think he saved the top 5. So Leia, let's see. They're probably going to give us one more left field. Leia, Luke at number 3. Okay. Who's number 2 then? Darth Vader. All right. All right. So they separated Anakin from Darth Vader. I guess that's fair. Um, I think I know who number one is. Let's just do it. Yep. Han Solo is number one. Um, I don't know. I don't know that I can put Han Solo on top of Vader, Luke, and Leia, or Yoda for that matter, actually. So, yeah, no. I think I would definitely bump Han Solo down a few notches here. Yeah, this top 10 is not. Yeah, I mean, you know where I would put him, right? Y'all know. I'm just saying. Yeah, I could not put Han Solo above Obi-Wan, let alone, yeah. Okay, so that's Empire's, semi recently uh released top 50 Star Wars characters. Let's check out some of the last few comments here and see what you guys think. Um Archer says, ugh, Andor gross. What? Ray should rank way more below. Yeah, I think so too. Like I said, if they had done, if they had fleshed out the character like they were supposed to, I actually think she would have been, okay in the top 20. The author is located. Yeah. Agree, nerd. I'm not an Andor fan. Season one nor season two saved it. Season two was pretty good. Yeah, not every episode of Andor is good. That's for sure. I used to like Kylo, but not anymore. But do prefer him more than Ray. Yeah, yeah. Like I said, I think Kylo is the kind of the best thing, honestly, out of that trilogy. But that's not saying much. Han shot first, right? But would not rank Vader above Solo. Oh, but would rank Vader above Solo. Yeah, dude, me too. And like I said, I think even Luke and Leia, to be honest. Um, Obi-Wan, maybe I'm a little bit biased, but I think I think in terms of character development, Obi-Wan did a lot more. Their top fight is debatable but passable. Yeah, I think I was gonna say I think he knew what he was doing. He or she actually, I didn't even check. I'm just assuming here. Um, where are you? Where are you? Ben Travis. Okay, so yeah, so I think he knew that like top five he couldn't really like mess with. Hey, what is going on, brother? Good to see you, man. Whoever made this list is a poo poo hit. That's hilarious. Yeah, and for sure, like Archer was mentioning, they do this on purpose, right? To sort of ignite the conversation. But I figure it would be good fun to see. Uh, I feel that some of them were pretty good, like fairly accurate in terms of the ranking. Some of them are not even in this galaxy, right? And some of them are very close, very close. So overall, it's a good mixture, I think, of things. And it gave us some good fun to talk about it. But I do want to talk about something else that we have going on here in town that I will be, attending this weekend, and that is the Big Texas Comic Con, guys. It's in October. We're gonna have like a ton of guests. Let's go through a few of them. So we're gonna have Anthony Starr and Cameron Corvetti from The Boys. So Homelander and his kid are gonna be here. This one I'm kind of excited about. John Rice Davis. I might actually try to talk to him. Yeah, he's good. I like him. We're gonna have these dudes. I'm sorry, I don't know wrestling, but they both seem somewhat related, I guess. They got matching belts. So yeah, they're gonna be here. And then let me keep going up. We're gonna have a bunch of Cobra Kai people actually. And we're gonna have Harvey Gillen also. Let me keep going. We're gonna have Jamie Campbell Bauer, from Stranger. Oh man, I can't even talk, from Stranger Things. Jason Isaacs, man. I had the opportunity to meet him in Chicago and I didn't. So I don't know. I like him, man. I like his gravitas, like his presence on screen. I've always enjoyed quite a bit. I very recently rewatched The Patriot, which I had not seen in like, I don't know, 4 years or 5 years maybe. It's a good movie. It's pretty entertaining. Michael J. White, of course, which I hope, man. I hope he at least gets, like a cameo in the new Spawn movie, if that movie ever happens. By the way, does anybody know how they're actually making it now or not? Stephen Amell, I used to love Arrow, guys. Then he went off the rails a little bit too much for my taste, but man, Arrow was such a great show back in those first seasons. It was like mind blowing. Let me see who else we got. We got Luis Guzman. We got Lawrence McCarty, who played some characters in Lord of the Rings, and we got Chris Kattan, Henry Winkler, and let's see, we got David Ramsey, also from the Arrowverse. Going kind of fast here. We got Thomas Jane, one of the Punishers. So we were gonna have Christopher Mintz, but he canceled like 2 days ago, so he will not be joining us. Let's see, Christopher McDonald. We have Priscilla Presley. And let me see, who did I miss? Anyway, the point is that they're going to have a lot of people, all right? So that is going to be happening here on October, 17, 18, and 19. So this weekend at the Henry B. Gonzalez Convention Center, which is close to downtown. So make sure to check them out, if you're in town or if you're nearby. Please make sure that you stop by. It's a great show. It's a big show. I will be going out there. I'm trying to do 2 days, but to be honest with you, SpaceCon is the following weekend, so it's gonna be kind of hard for me, So I'm gonna try, and I'm doing 1 day for sure, but I'm gonna try and stop by at least another day, hopefully another day, because like I said, this show is pretty big. This show is very big. There's going to be tons of vendors. As you can see, there's going to be tons of guests. They got plenty of panels also going on. Let me pull up some of those, actually. So these are fan panels. But where are their official panels? Where is it? Dang it, I don't know. But anyway, so this is a preview of like last year. Like I said, it's a big show, guys. It's one of the biggest ones here in town. And then we got SpaceCon the following week, which is going to be just massively insane. We'll be talking about that in next week's episode, because I got a couple of announcements to make before the show. But yeah, so if you're in town or if you are close by, consider it. It's going to be Friday from 2 to 8, Saturday from 10 to 7, and Sunday from 10 to 5, again at the Henry B. Gonzalez. BigTexasComicCon.com for your tickets. Make sure that you get them now. Some of them are already sold out, and a lot of them I do want to bring up in case you are going to the show. A lot of the talent will do their autographs and selfies at the booth. So unfortunately, they don't post their prices in advance, which is something I don't like, because you don't really know how much it's going to be or how much cash, because they only take cash, how much cash you need. There are ATMs available, but still, right? I mean, you like to at least get an idea. So if you do end up going to the show, just keep that in mind. There are official photo ops that you can purchase or pre-purchase, right, through the website. But most of them are the autographs and the selfies, right? Which basically a selfie, just for clarification, means a picture with your phone, right? So you and the talent, and it's a digital picture with your phone. So those will be at the booth, right, at each table for each of the guests, and they're gonna have their own pricing. So like I said, it's just one of those things that I kind of wish we would get a little bit more information, at least a list right? You can pre-purchase them. That's fine. Like if you cannot, buy them before the show, that's fine. But I would like for them to at least tell you like how much it's gonna be. But yeah, guys, again, I will be going out there this weekend. I'm looking forward to it. It is a great show. This will be my third year attending, and it's always very popular. They always have a ton of people in terms of guests and in terms of attendance. So I will be blogging some of it. I feel like it's been a long time since I've brought you guys a convention. October is heavy because we got the two biggest shows here in town of the year, actually, which is this one and SpaceCon. So the next couple weeks are going to be kind of nuts. But yeah, again, just make sure that you check it out if you are in town or if you're visiting. This would be a great, great event. Last thing I want to touch on before we call it a night. Actually, let me jump back into the chat. Do, 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 do. Ultra says, "OMG, the Hardy Boys." Yeah, yeah, yeah. Spawn, dude. He kind of needs to be, like I said, he kind of needs to be in the new movie, or if there's even a movie being made. Like I said, if anybody knows what the status is, let me know. OBP says, "Is the general a secret Malfoy fan?" Like I said, I like the guy. He's got style. Well, it's the big show. I should move to Texas. You'll have way more call conventions than Florida. Man, what are you talking about, dude? Like Florida has everything. But here, San Antonio, to be honest, has been pretty good the last few years. Luckily, when I moved over here. But like I said, then our two biggest shows are back to back this year, and it's a little bit rough, man. I'm not gonna lie. Like 2 weekends for the biggest conventions. Yeah, it's definitely getting tricky. But again, the last thing that I want to talk about tonight is this bit of news that made me very happy. Here. So, my good friend Ahmed Best, who back in the day portrayed one Jar Jar Binks in the Phantom Menace, and for a little bit, in Attack of the Clones, is making his writer debut for Marvel Comics. And what he's writing is none other than a story about both of his live action characters, Jar Jar and Master Kelleran Beck. So I love this. This makes me happy. I might end up actually picking up a physical copy of this. Just I'm just happy. I'm just happy that he's getting to do this. We all know the amount of backlash he had. Even back then when the internet was pretty young, um, and how much he kind of suffered right through that 40 years, honestly. So I'm very happy that he is kind of finally seeing what the fandom uh, should be, right? Like the love that he should have gotten, even back then, to be honest. But yeah, so I was very happy when I saw this. Also, quick reminder, I did do an interview with him last year, so that is in the channel. There's a playlist that is called interviews. So if you're going there, you're going to see one with Ahmed Best, and the man is like insanely cultured. Like he knows so much, guys. Like it's kind of crazy. So yeah, again, I just wanted to bring that out in case you guys missed it. I am very much looking forward to that comic book. I didn't see a date, but it he just deserves it. He just deserves it. I hope we get to see Kelleran Beck in live action. I kind of hope now that we get to see Jar Jar, in live action. That'd be kind of nuts. That would be pretty crazy. Uh, let's see here. Ultra says, I haven't went to conventions in Florida due to my busy work schedule. Yeah, I hear you, man. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's tough for me to have both the biggest shows, back to back. OBP says, for me, Florida has 3 good cons. Yeah, MegaCon can be great, but it's also crazy busy. Yeah, that is true. Yeah, I guess when you put it that way, this shows, right, like Big Texas Comic Con and Space Con, they're big. They bring out like some hard to get people like every year, guests, I mean. But now that you mentioned it, you're right. Like, it doesn't get as crazy packed as probably MegaCon does, where you can't even move. Like, that happened to me in Chicago last year, and it was uncomfortable, man. Um, yeah, you're just shoulder to shoulder, you're just gasping for air, just trying to get out. It definitely wasn't enjoyable. So in that sense, yes, these ones are a little bit better because you still get some very good quality guests. Actors and voice actors and artists and all that stuff. The prices are really not that bad, to be honest with you, especially when compared to some others out of state conventions. And we're growing. We're growing the con scene here in San Antonio. So I'm gonna do my best to give you guys at least a couple of videos, for Big Texas Comic Con, so you guys can check it out. And if you got family, if you got friends out here, let them know, right, for next year, to come and check it out. I want these shows to keep growing, definitely. OBP says, now that Disney is raising park ticket prices, Galaxy says it's too small, in my opinion. Only way Disney could make it great is bring back Star Wars weekends. I've never been to Galaxy's Edge. My one of the main gripes that I got is, why couldn't they do like classic, characters? All they've done is Disney era. People went nuts when they did Luke Skywalker, right? So, why not lean more into that? I don't know. Maybe now, like you said, maybe now that they're gonna have to offer a little bit more value, for the money, or I hope they do. Then maybe now they'll reconsider. But I think that is going to do it for tonight's episode. Again, thank you everybody for hanging out. As always, I really appreciate y'all stopping by here, hanging out. I love you, Bunker Bunch. Thank you for always hanging out with me. I hope to see you soon. Please don't forget to check us out over on social media. On Facebook, General Kenobi's Bunker, all one word. On Instagram, general.kenobis.bunker. On TikTok, at general_Kenobis_bunker, and on Threads at general.kenobis.bunker. So if you are not, please follow us there. Greatly appreciate it. We post, updates. We post new videos. We post new findings. Right now that we're doing a lot of toy hunting, I hope to be able to keep doing, a good amount of toy hunting from here till basically December, right, when things kind of die down. Well, December there might still be some good stuff, right, on the shelves. January for sure it's gonna be like dead. But yeah, so keep an eye out, for new videos, new toy hunt videos, of course. And then like I said, I got a bunch of reviews to work on, guys. So I'll hopefully be knocking some of those out. Again, thank you for hanging out. I hope that you have a great rest of your week. I hope you have a great weekend. And again, if you haven't, go buy your Halloween costume. All right, it's getting close, guys. We're in the middle of October. So thank you all again, and I will catch you on the next one. Peace out.